Hi, I'm Marc Adamo and you're watching Loop TV. Welcome to the studio and let's start with some gear. Some of the things that we used on the sample CD to make the bass lines and stuff like that. Selection of analog, digital gear. We've got the Moog Voyager over here. We've got the Virus, Future Retro XS, which is a new analog thing here. It's quite cool. Tucked in the back behind here, pull it out. Sherman filter bank, as we know, hysterically uncontrollable, nasty bit of filth. And my favourite, the Nord G2. There's one there, and there's also another little one tucked under here, a rack version. I don't know if you can see it, but so good, we got two of them. Beaten up 303. Its modern equivalent, like that, with extra secret special knobs there to do shit it's not supposed to. What we're going to discuss today is bass and compression, because anyone who's got the sample CD knows there's a whole lot of tasty bass lines on there, suitable for electro house, house, fidget, ghetto, rave, all that kind of stuff. But the key factor is there's no compression for bouncing around on it, no bass compression. We did stick them through things like the Thermionic Culture Vulture, the Phoenix, the SSL there, the Fatso on the way in. So we gave it mild thickening compression, but we didn't give it the bounce compression that comes from Sidechain. So today I'm just going to show you how to do simple sidechaining, and then we'll get into some more advanced stuff, some tricks, and some, differences of compressors and the like. Right, okay, so sounds. All right, there we go. There's little loop going on here with stuff from the sample CD. We have a little loop there, top loop there, some drums, like so, and then a bass line. All right, so that's more like how you hear it on the sample CD, and this is what happens when you stick some sidechaining on it. You get this kind of effects going. So let's turn it off for the moment. First thing we're going to do is look at driving the sidechain. For this, we usually use a kick drum on the 4 beats of every bar. Now, some people like to use the kick drum in their track. I don't. I prefer to use a silent kick running all the way through. This means if the track has, we drop out the kick at some point in the track, we can still get the pumping effect if we want, and we can automate the kick to switch off at any time if we want to lose the pumping effect. So how do we do this? Well, I like to do it with Ultra Beat, which is like the built-in drum synthesizer in Logic. And then what we do is we route it to a bus. There's the usual output. Just take it to a bus there, and then the bus, we turn the output off so you don't hear anything. So you can see it's coming through, but there's no output there. Right, next thing we do is we need to open up a compressor and put the sidechain input so it receives the kick drum. That's on bus 1, and there we go. Now you can see it comes in here clearly, like so. So let's look at the controls. The most important ones you want are the threshold and ratio to actually feel the effect of the pump. And then you use the attack and release functions to shape the way it bounces back. So that's too extreme. We can dial it back a bit. And then you can use the ratio here as well to keep some of the original bass sound in there. Okay, so that's just the basics really, and then we get into the attack and release to shape it. So if you pretty much want your attack at 0 for the effect to kick in straight away, and then you want to use the release to shape the way it bounces back. If you have a very fast release, you don't hear nothing. If you've got very slow release, then the thing never comes back in time. So you need to wind that one up slowly. And you can see that's too fast already. And that's about right. And carry on shaping. Right, so that's that sort of stuff. Let me just turn it down a bit here. Now, the other kind of things you're probably wondering is different effects, different compressors have different reaction times. So let's have a look at those. This is the Platinum, this is the standard. And you can see that sounds different to the Opto one, which I had before. Opto is a bit more extreme. You get the Class AR. Don't find that one particularly useful. Likewise, the AU, don't seem to use that for sidechaining. The VCA can be pretty good. The FET, also a little more aggressive. And the Opto as well. Again, quite aggressive, so quite good for this sort of stuff. Now, another thing you might want to be checking out, especially if you use a kick in your track for sidechaining, is you might not be able to get the sounds you want. It might be because the kick drum's too long, too much sustain, too much bass, or something like that. In which case, you can tailor it a bit more by flicking this little box open here and engaging the sidechain filter. If we switch it on and we choose that, and then you can see if we do that, keep the frequency down low and slowly bring it up, it actually introduces a bit more. And also you can use the high pass mode as well to shave some of the low off it and get a faster reaction. But, you know, because I'm using a kick from Ultra Beat, I don't really have to worry about that. I can just go straight into Ultra Beat here and actually shape the kick itself and get a different reaction time, like so. Next stage, we're going to move on to one of my favourite loops from the CD. I've used this sound in some other tracks as well. It's not the same riff, but the original G2 preset is where it's from that I made up. Love it, it's very good. Nice grindy sound. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to go through the same compression tricks. Switch that on. Got the VCA one running here, really extreme threshold all the way down there. And the release, give it a little bit more. Bump it back up a little bit, fine tune it like so. As you can see, always attack's pretty much zero. Just solo it a second. You can hear there, you want to solo it on the arrange page. And you can use the attack there to give it a tiny little bit of beating if you get it. Right, let's go back. Right, so what I say here is we can send it to some effects. I've got an effects channel set up here with a bit of reverb, some flange, distortion. Now, as you can see, completely ruins the effect of the sidechain. So the solution is stick another compressor on it with exactly the same sidechain settings. I've got it automatically routed up there, bus one, and then we can mix it in, like so. And it's easy just to swap the compressor settings around. You just copy like that, click on the other one, and paste it in. And away you go, identical settings, which makes it good. Another way around to do this is to actually take the dry sound and the affected sound, route them all to one bus, and just stick the compression on at that point. So we'll have a look at that quickly. We'll take that out then, and we'll change the output to, I think I got it on bus 4. Okay, cool. We'll stick that on bus 4 as well. And switch off those compressors. And then on bus 4 here, I've actually got quite a new little plugin called the Vengeance Multiband Sidechain. And how this differs from other sidechain compressors is you don't actually even need to send it a kick, because it's not really a sidechain compressor. It's actually an enveloping plugin that kind of does the same thing using these handy little controls that make it much faster to set up. And then you just gauge the strength like that. And in a way, it's kind of specialist tool for this job, and this job alone. It's not good for usual compression sounds, but it is very good for nailing the sidechain compression quickly and easily. So there you go. If you like the effects and you want to keep the pump, route them all to the same bus, and apply the compression at that point in the effects chain. And there you go.